Let's March, Part 3. I call upon all the government, intergovernmental agencies, businesses, faith leaders, workers, teachers, and NGOs, and each one of us to put an end to all forms of violence against children. Slavery, trafficking, child marriages, child labor, sexual abuse, and illiteracy. These things have no place in any civilized society. Now, what are NGOs? NGOs are non governmental organizations. You can also become an NGO. You have to register with the government that you are going to do some humanitarian work. Slavery. Slavery, you know that if people are employed like slaves, they will be working for one person throughout their life. Trafficking is selling of the slaves, maybe small children or maybe young girls. They are sold for their benefit. Then child marriages. According to the Indian law, no girl can marry below the age of 18. No boy can marry below 18. Child labor. Government has enacted a law wherein the children below 14 are not supposed to work. Then sexual abuse and illiteracy. Illiteracy, unable to read or write. That is an illiterate person. So all these things, slavery, trafficking, child marriages, child labor, and sexual abuse, and illiteracy, these things have no place in any civilized society. If you call your society as civilized, then you should not find all these problems. Friends, we can do this. Friends, we can do this. Governments must make child-friendly policies. The government has to do its job of making child-friendly policies and invest in education and young people. Government should allot some amount of money for education and for the young people. Businesses must be more responsible, accountable, and open to innovative partnerships. The businesses, they should offer partnerships to the people with innovative ideas. Innovative means new ideas. Like mobile phones are new. 10 years ago there were no smartphones were not there. Ordinary phones were there. 20 years ago even those phones were not there. We had only landlines. Now we find there are so many innovations in it. Similarly, we can have innovative ideas in partnerships, in businesses, other businesses also we can have innovative partnerships. Intergovernmental agencies must work together to accelerate action. Intergovernmental agencies means government has so many departments. Education department, finance department, defense and marine department. There are so many departments and they should come together to accelerate action. Accelerate means to speed up all these activities. So we are going to remove all those things which we don't desire in the civilized society. So we have to remove them. Child slavery, child marriages, all these have to be removed, eliminated as soon as possible. For that, intergovernmental agencies must come together and work together. Global civilized society must rise above business as usual and fragmented agendas. So global civil society, global means the world over, all these civil societies, they should rise above the business as usual. So business as usual is going on, but beyond business they have some other responsibilities also. The responsibility to end all these bad virtues in the society. So they should come together, and they should rise above. Rise above means uh, ordinary. They should not do ordinary work. They should, beyond ordinary work, they should do extraordinary work. Faith leaders and institutions and all of us must stand with our children. Faith leaders are religious leaders, gurus, and imams, and priests, all of them, along with their institutions, they should stand with our children. Stand means they should start supporting our children in achieving all those good goals. We must be bold. Before that, fragmented agendas. What are fragmented agendas? Fragmented means in pieces. Agendas are the list of things which we discuss in any meeting. Before a meeting, a list of things which are to be discussed is mentioned. So we should not have fragmented agendas, list of things. We should have a compiled list of things together, which will be effective in eliminating all those bad things which are taking place in our society. We must be bold. We must be bold means we should not be afraid of anything. When we are working to remove or eliminate those bad things in society, we should be bold enough. We should be able to speak against injustice. We must be ambitious. Ambitious means having strong desire to succeed. We must have desire to succeed. We must have the will to succeed. We must keep our promises. To keep our promises means when you promise, you have to see that you do what is required by the promise. Suppose you promise to help someone, then you should try to help. You should not run away from your responsibility. It becomes your responsibility. Once you promise, it becomes your responsibility to carry out that work. Over 50 years ago, on the first day of my school, I met a cobbler boy. 50 years ago, when Satyarthi was also in a school, he met a cobbler boy. Cobbler, shoe mender. He will repair the shoes. That is, he is known as a cobbler. So, cobbler boy, he was of the same age as the author, Satyarthi. He was sitting outside the gate of Satyarthi's school. I asked my teachers, why is he working outside? So Satyarthi asked, as a boy, he asked, why the other boy is working outside? Why is he not with us in the school? My teachers had no answer. One day, I gathered the courage to ask the boy's father. He said, "Sir, I have never thought about it. We are born to work." So the cobbler boy's father, he told that he thought that they were born to work only and not for education. So I have never thought about it, he said. His answer made me angry. It still makes me angry. So Satyarthi was angry with the answer. So why this injustice is there? He was not angry with the man, but he was angry with the system. And the system, it means the system still makes me angry. As a child, I had a vision of tomorrow. A vision of that cobbler boy sitting with me in my classroom. So as a child, he had a vision. Vision means how the future should be. He thought of a vision that the cobbler boy, he should sit along with the Satyarthi in the classroom. Now that tomorrow has become today. That tomorrow means That day it was tomorrow for him, it was future. In the past, when he was thinking, it was tomorrow for him. Now that tomorrow has become today, he has realized it. Yesterday he was dreaming that the cobbler boy should sit along with him, and today that dream has become true, and now the cobbler boys also get education. I am today, and you are today. I am today means I have to work today. You have to work today. Today it is time for every child to have a right to life. So you should have, today is the day we should have the right to life, right to freedom, right to health, right to education, right to safety, right to dignity, right to equality, and right to peace. Dignity, by dignity you mean the uh, respect. You should be having, the others should also respect you. They cannot disrespect any child just because of some discrimination. Maybe he belongs to scheduled caste or scheduled tribe or some other religion or some other uh, class. You should not discriminate, and you should not disrespect anyone. You should respect each and everyone. Today, beyond the darkness, I see the smiling faces of our children in the blinking stars. Today, in every wave of every ocean. Today, in every wave of every ocean, I see my children are playing and dancing. So, if I look in ocean, I can see the faces of the children. They are playing and dancing. Today, in every plant, in every tree and mountain, I see our children growing freely with dignity. Every tree and every mountain means everywhere. If you go to the any remote village also, you can see children growing with dignity. Friends, I want you to see and feel this today inside you. Friends is calling each and every one of us as friends, and he wants us to see and feel this today inside us. Inside us means we should be aware of what is going on in the society. My dear sisters and brothers, as I said, many interesting things are happening today. May I please request you to put your hand close to your heart, close your eyes, and feel the child inside you. So he is requesting all of the audience. Audience means the people who are listening to his lecture. He has asked them to put their hands close to their heart and close the eyes and feel the child inside you. Even a grown-up man, he has the same desires like a child. Sometimes he behaves like a child only. He has all the feelings of a child. I am sure you can. Now listen to that child. Listen, please. So the author is asking even the old people to listen to the child inside them. Today, I see thousands of Mahatma Gandhis, Nelson Mandelas, and Martin Luther Kings calling on us. Like the children today, they can be the future Mahatma Gandhis and Nelson Mandelas. They can be equally important. Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, and Martin Luther King were important long back. But now each of us can become that great. Let us democratize knowledge. Democratize means for everyone. Knowledge for everyone. So let us have knowledge for everyone. Let us universalize justice. Universalize means justice should be given to each and everyone in the world. That is universalization. Together, let us globalize compassion. Compassion is the feeling for the others. So let us have the compassion for others. दया, लोगों के लिए दया अपने मन में होना चाहिए. So let us globalize that compassion. I call upon you in this room and all across the world. I call upon you means I'm asking you to pay attention to what I'm telling. I call for a march from exploitation to education. So our march, our movement forward, march means we should move forward from exploitation. What is the condition now? The condition is of exploitation. What is exploitation? People in the power, they are exploiting, means making use of the poor people for their own advantage. That is exploitation. If the rich man pays only say a salary of 5,000 rupees and extracts work of maybe 10,000 or 15,000 rupees from the worker, then he is exploiting that person. So I call for a march from exploitation. So it should be a march from exploitation to education. We should move on from exploitation, we should eliminate it, and we should move towards education so that each one of us gets education. I call for a march from poverty to shared prosperity. Poverty is poor, being poor, not having enough to eat, to to wear clothes, proper clothes. So the march should be from that poverty, state of poverty, to shared prosperity. What is prosperity? First of all, having more than enough of food, of means of living, of traveling. You may be having a car, or you may be having going by a flight. You may be enjoying life. That is prosperity. A person having lot of money at his disposal. So that is prosperity. So it should be shared prosperity. The money should not be only with a few people. It should be shared equally. Not equal, even if not equally, but it should be shared. Sufficient enough. The poor people should have sufficient enough. That is shared prosperity. A march from slavery to liberty. So a march, a move. We should move from the state of slavery. There should be no slaves at all, and they should be liberated. Liberated means made free. That is liberty, freedom. And a march from violence to peace. We should move along further from violence, state of violence, killing each other, giving trouble to each other. From that stage, we should move on to the stage of peace. Let us march from ignorance to awakening. Ignorance means lack of knowledge. We are not, somebody not having knowledge is ignorant. So let us march from ignorance to awakening. Awakening means having started getting knowledge, having in the state of knowing things, what is good and what is bad. Let us march from darkness to light. Darkness means without any knowledge. So that darkness phase, it should phase out. It should be removed, and you should be enlightened. You should go to light. Or how do you go to light? By getting knowledge. Let us march from mortality to divinity. Mortality is the end of everything. No doubt we are going to end also. All the human beings are going to meet with death. But we should move towards divinity. Divinity means towards God. Let us march from mortality. Once you die, you should be near to the God. Let us march. Noble acceptance speech by Kailash Satyarthi.